What's up, guys? This is Kalo, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen. And today I'm joined by John Hansen. Why don't you say what's up?
What's up? Let's talk about some sad Sonic news.
There are a lot of news stories in the headlines that I like to report on, and ones I just hate. This is the one that takes the cake for me and you, certainly, as Sonic fans.
hmm
And in case you don't know what we're talking about, we just got word from the man himself, Takashi Iizuka, and basically, we have an idea as to why we're not getting any new Sonic Adventure content. And basically, it's just because they view it as it's going to take a lot to take those games, 1 and 2, bring them up to a modern standard. And the resources would be more well suited if it went towards a brand new game, a new IP, like a Sonic Frontiers. John, how are we feeling? What are the vibes around this story?
Actually, before we get into that, you want to just read the quote correctly?
Yeah, so I got the quote here, and it says, I'm really appreciative of everyone who likes Sonic Adventure series. But when I think about what it would take to bring that game up to the standards and expectations of what modern gaming audiences would want, I think it would be about as much time and energy as it would to make a new title. So part of me is thinking that maybe I should just make a brand new title, and that's why there are currently no plans. So, what are we feeling?
I totally understand the reasoning. I do.
Yeah.
I get it. And it's probably the right call. From the sounds of it, he's he it sounds like he thinks, and maybe Sonic Team as a whole, maybe Sega thinks as a whole, that a Sonic Adventure remake, remaster, whatever, it just wouldn't be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Not even even if they put all those resources into it, they just don't think that it would sell enough to really justify it. That's really what this is coming down to.
And part of me is like, all right, if we get Sonic Adventure 1 or 2 now, I feel like the time where it would have been the hottest, whenever they did Sonic 3 the movie, like everyone was into Shadow. I mean, people still are. But like when that whole IP is at its apex was after the movie or right around the release. I feel like that would have been the time they did drop Sonic X Shadows Generation, and that's a great game, that's fine. But if you were going to drop Sonic Adventure 2 or at least 1, that would have been the window. And to say, like, we're out of open world Sonic games, Sonic Frontiers is out there. I think there are rumors of Frontiers 2 is like the next thing. So,
They're 100% working on a Frontiers 2. Uh,
yeah.
Maybe not specifically Frontiers 2, but a sequel to, well, not a direct sequel, but a continuation of what was introduced in Frontiers. That play style is definitely being worked on some more.
Yeah, and I'm looking at just back at Sonic Adventure 1, what they would need to do to kind of tidy up to these modern standards. We're looking at potential recasting of the voices. I think that's fair
Yeah.
enough to say. The facial animations, I think that would need to be completely revamped. And you
Yep.
start to see, like, yeah, like, the bit is, I love Sonic Adventure, like, I'd die for that game. But I also see, like, what you said at the top of the episode. You might as well just make a new one.
hmm
Do we say Sonic Adventure 3? Like, is that a possibility? Or is it more of we're just looking at Frontiers and something else like that?
You're looking at Frontiers and beyond because you don't want to just throw in the Adventure 3 name onto uh, a Frontiers style game, because when players play it, they're like, well, this isn't Adventure, this is just Frontiers 2. Like, we're not, if they did something like that, I would feel like I was like Sega thought I was stupid. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what you wanted, right? I'm like, well, I wanted more Frontier stuff, but you're mislabeling this. Like, this isn't the Adventure 3 that I want. Uh, the days of Sonic Adventure 3 happening are long gone, in my opinion. I'm glad enough that I can play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 on my Xbox. It's also on Steam. I know some people aren't crazy about those ports. I think they're fine. I really like them.
Yeah.
That's just gonna have to be good enough. for the time being. That said, though, I really think if Sega really wanted to, they could bring on an outside team to work on just a remaster.
Yeah.
Even if they kept all those original voices and got back to the original voice actors and paid them to use their voices again. The big thing that you do to make Sonic Adventure 1, you already mentioned it, the facial stuff is good. You shore up some bugs in there, throw in Sonic Adventure 2, and really put work in on fixing all the voice issues there because they didn't adjust the English voicing compared to the Japanese, so everything gets like cut off a ton, and it
Yeah.
seems really weird. But you do that, you pretty it up, and I think you have a great remaster package there.
Hmm.
That's been something I've been saying. Of course, I want a remake. I want
Yeah.
like a full, like everything. But what we're saying is like, yeah, that's just not gonna happen. It's been 25 years. Yeah, no, it's about time to let this dream die, I think.
And I think there was some type of hope whenever Sega said to themselves or said to the fans, we're going to be redoing a bunch of older games like Crazy Taxi and stuff like that. That is where at least my mind went immediately to Sonic, because it's like, how are you going to bring back all of those old games and not touch Sonic in some type of way to like bring something
Well,
back? You know?
the thing is that they're not just remastering those old games. They're making legitimately new Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, whatever the
Is Samba
Virtua
de
Fighter,
Amigo? Is that in
Samba
there?
de Amigo, like these. Yeah, that one released like a year or two ago.
Hmm.
They're going back to the well and bringing back these old franchises that really had been forgotten for like a decade plus. The thing is that they're not re-releasing those old games; they're making new ones, and I kind of have a hard time faulting them for that. Like, I really like that. Yes,
Yeah.
it is great to get back to your original games that you have all this nostalgia for. But if they can make new stuff with these things and they like live on and like continue to expand, that's even more exciting to me than getting back the old games that I played when I was a kid.
And we're also kind of living in this weird timeline where it's like, all right, we have the red pill or blue pill. Red pill, we're getting peak Sonic movies. We're getting like still Sonic games. Like we got Sonic Frontiers. We're getting Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Sonic X Shadows Generations. Still great games. And then it's like, oh, but here's the dream path of you're going to get adventure, you're going to get this. Who's to say we're going to get those movies? Or the Sonic IP, like as much as it's been in the trenches and just in the worst possible shape, it's back. Like Sonic is back
Oh
in the
yeah.
limelight. And I honestly would prefer that over just being selfish and taking those two games. And yeah, like what you were saying, we could get something potentially even better than Adventure like now, especially with all the stuff that developers can do with an open world. It's like not out of the realm of possibility.
There was a long time where Sonic getting good stuff released was a abnormality
Yes.
because you had things like Sonic '06, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic Forces, uh, Sonic Boom, like
Oh
all of
no.
these times between 2000, let's say 4 or 5, 2006, that area, to about 2016, 2017. Like that era of Sonic games, it was much more common to get a Sonic game or just something out of the Sonic verse that was laughed at. Like it
Oh,
was not good. We are at a point now where we are getting the movies and the shows and everything, and for the most part, they're really good. And
yes.
I would much rather have this than go back to those dark ages because oh man, was it rough being a Sonic fan during those times.
Yeah, and just saying out loud that like, all right, Super Mario Brothers movie released. That's a great movie. I think it's great. But in the mind there was a conversation of, is Sonic 3 the best video game movie of all time compared to Super Mario Brothers? And it's like those conversations during the Sonic '06 era and just that dark time, you'd call us crazy. You'd call us like,
Mhm.
there's no possible way Sonic can even do that. And looking at the laughable quality of like Sonic Boom, where there's skip frames, T poses, stuff in the game where it was just left. And then you're getting this stuff on screen, you're getting spin off shows, you're getting still quality games in Frontiers. And then I want to just ask, because while we're talking about Sonic, there was a story that came out that the developers didn't want to put too many items, or I think they removed items completely from Sonic Cross Worlds because they were too stressful. Your thoughts on that, real quick?
I didn't see that. There are items.
Okay.
We've seen like carts get like blown up and tossed
Mm,
aside and all that. There's definitely items in it. That would
okay.
be a boring cart mascot racing game if it didn't have items.
They're getting
Um,
everybody now.
that's just a decision. I don't know. I haven't played Sonic Racing yet, or Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So.
Yeah. But all in all, Sonic is in a good place. Something we never thought we'd say out loud
Mhm.
because we've been through it all.
It's been a long time.
It's been a very long time. But yeah, like any final thoughts here on Sonic?
I'm very sad. I still believe that the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 bundle as a remake would be the number one remake that I want from a video game right now. Like, just combine those two, take care of the downfalls, and you've got you have two very fun not racing, but speedy platformers that have a lot of variety in them. Like, I think that would be perfect. After this, I'm giving up on that dream. It's time to move on. I'm looking forward to whatever Frontiers 2 will be. Back when I reviewed that game for Game Sandwich, I was like, yeah, you know what? This game, or maybe it wasn't Game Sandwich, it was Game Per probably. But I was like, yeah, no, this is like really good stepping stones. Like, this isn't perfect right now, but I can see how this formula grows into something even better. And that's what I'm expecting from the next game.
And that's all we could ask for as Sonic fans, especially with what we've gotten. And yeah, moving forward, I'm very confident. And I feel as if the next movie comes around, we don't get any news, we don't get anything related to Sonic Adventure, Goose is cooked. Send the ship off. We'll see. I'm just waiting for Chaos to appear in the movie. That's all I need. Then I'll die happy. That's all I need in life.
Maybe
Maybe. But
at some point.
yeah, that about does it for this episode of Community Kitchen. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here to Game Sandwich, drop a like and subscribe to this channel for more gaming content just like this. And if you want to talk more about your favorite games, join our Discord. Links to that is in the video description down below. But as of right now, I've been Kalo, joined by John Hansen, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.